The very prospect of a business trip to India can fill you with delight or horror. After all, nowhere is more vibrant, with an economy that presents business opportunities not to be found anywhere else. It is a market we can't afford to ignore. Yet this same country of opportunity ranks low when it comes to ease of doing business. Well aware of the urgent need for reform, the message from the government is change is on its way, and the signs are visible. Take a drive through today's Mumbai. What you see isn't the cliched India of times gone by. The cities vibrate with an unmistakable hustle and bustle. Don't get too carried away. For every symbol of progress, a reminder of the obstacles getting there. What is undeniable is India's progress, fast and furious, with countless projects to take India where it needs to go. Amitabh Kant is one of those driving change. He masterminded the country's catchy tourism campaign. He's now leading India into its next phase, this time major infrastructure development, the Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor.
It's India's most ambitious, most challenging project. It opens up the heart of 6 states of India. And what it does is really drives manufacturing. It creates 7 new industrial cities of India. That is the task before us.
Why not be more modest? I mean, starting off with a corridor 1,500 kilometres long at a price of 90 billion seems a bit excessive.
India needs to make a quantum jump. The aspirations are so high. 350 million Indians are going to get into the process of urbanization by 2030. 700 million Indians by 2050. India has to create 2.5 Americas. That is the challenge for India.
And interestingly, I was looking at the numbers, roughly 6.87 million international inbound, but 800 million domestic travellers. That's the growth area.
Yeah, I mean, it's the rise of the Indian middle class. And by 2021, 47% of India's GDP will come from this middle class, which will drive India's growth.
That growth requires infrastructure and building at the right pace. Outside the gleaming walls of the Oberoi in Gurgaon lies the cautionary tale of what happens when you put development before infrastructure.
The city, once it's sprung up, is now doing retrofitting. You're seeing the new power lines coming up. You're seeing drainage and sewage coming up. And actually, the city has grown much faster, much quicker, much more rapidly than the infrastructure has been able to cope up with.
So you're aiming to prevent this sort of backfilling by getting ahead of the game?
So you need to have a very good play of the backbone of a city being created and then allow the private sector to come in at the appropriate time. What you see is brilliant work by the private sector and the failure of the state.
Avoiding the pitfalls of this retrofitting approach to infrastructure is the cornerstone of Kant's vision and goal. The DMIC is on a different scale entirely, and the tasks ahead are immense.
India has to push for reforms at twice the speed at which it has been doing. And I think the important thing is that we must think big, think large, and that's what this project does.